Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toy Escapades channel in Malaysia. Last week, I covered the announcement from McFarlane Toys on their new range of 4-inch scale Pacific Rim figures. And one of the more interesting items from that set was this exclusive gold label starter pack. And we're going to be taking a closer look at it here today on the channel, so do join me for the video. Support the channel if you enjoy the content here, and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, this whole thing comes in a very nice collector-friendly package. The outer box has the Pacific Rim logo smack in the center. The presentation looks very prestigious and definitely sets you up for a premium collecting experience. On the back, you get this gorgeous visual feast of the Jaegers in combat with the kaiju, while all around the city burns and collapses, just like in the movie. Now, this exclusive art is fantastic. Looks like something that was ripped straight from a comic book. On the inside, all the contents are neatly laid on the tray. You get a generous assortment of items. You get 2 Jaeger robots, Gypsy Danger, and Striker Eureka. You get 1 kaiju, which is Raiju. You get 4 rebuildable towers, 4 street sections, 24 military vehicles, and 2 comic books. All of this for the price of $39.99, available only on Amazon. Now, as always, McFarlane's prices are some of the best in the industry. And if you're on board with the concept of what these are, basically smaller sets with dioramas, then it's definitely a fantastic deal. Everything is, of course, like I said, much smaller than what you might be used to. Okay, but if you do enjoy micro-scaled figures, these are a real treat. Okay, the tiny military vehicles all look like micro machines from here. Okay, you get an assortment of tanks, armored trucks, troop transport trucks, you get fighter jets, you get large military choppers, just about everything that you need to start a war on giant monsters. However, I would be far less excited if these end up not having any movement. For instance, I hope that the tires on these vehicles really do roll and they're not just like stationary sculpted pieces. Looking at the 3 figures that you get in this set, it's great that they have the heavy-hitting fan favorites like Gypsy Danger and Striker Eureka. Me personally though, I would have preferred if they just threw in Cherno Alpha. Now, all of these have alternate paint apps compared to their regular single-pack releases, so that's also an added incentive to get this set. And the paint decor looks great on both of these Jaegers. I mean, it's not a flat color or anything like that. You actually see that there's some paint shading applied. And I would say that they did a really good job considering how small these figures are supposed to be. Now, in my first video from last week on these Pacific Rim figures, I didn't have the information just yet on how many points of articulation the figures would come with. But since then, I've seen some reports saying that these all come with about 8 points of articulation. Okay, I'm not really sure if that's across the board. Like all of the Jaegers and all of the Kaijus will have 8 points of articulation. But from what you can see here, from guys like Gypsy Danger and Striker Eureka, they do have, points there at the shoulders, at the leg areas, at the elbows, and at the knees. Okay, so that's pretty great. Okay, the fact that you can bend at the elbows and the knees, that's fantastic. Also, probably a joint there at the neck, and maybe the waist too. I'm not really sure, but these points of articulation are pretty great. They're more than what McFarlane used to do back in the day, okay, especially like in the late 90s, okay, come on, there's like no movement below the waist at all. So 8 points of articulation is pretty decent. I think that at this point in time, nobody's really expecting McFarlane to do a 4-inch scale figure with the level of articulation of a G.I. Joe. Now, this particular set, I mean, overall, it does look pretty great. We still need to get it in hand to really be sure. But when it comes to this particular set, out of all of the kaijus that they could have gone with, why did they have to choose Raiju? Okay, I'm just not a fan of this particular monster. I mean, I think that the design, especially maybe on this scale and the way that he's posed in a way, he just looks really goofy. Okay, I mean, just looking at him dead on like this, out of all of the kaijus they could have gone with, why couldn't they have chosen something like, I don't know, Knife Head? Knife Head is cool. Okay, Leatherback, I like these 2 guys. But, Raiju to me is a drawback personally because I've just never been a fan of this particular kaiju, okay? Any one of the other guys would have been great, okay, but just not this one. Anyway, guys, I think that overall this set should be a worthwhile purchase, especially if you're just planning to get into this particular collection and you need a starting point. This set has a lot to offer, And once you get them all together, they just make a great diorama. You gotta admit, I mean, look at how much fun they're having here, just trashing, toppling the city, okay, right? Bringing everything down. So you can reenact these scenes as well with your collection. Hit me out in the comments. Let me know what you think of this. And I'll catch you guys again real soon. Take care out there.